In 2001, Washington Secretary of State Sam Reed came up with the radical notion of creating the first ever state-run digital archive.
When more and more public documents were born digital, it was clear we needed a facility that could house these documents as well as digital photos, so people could access them on their computers.
In 2004, the archive went online. The success of this pioneering effort exceeded all expectations.
It's between 40 and 50,000 unique users every month. And in 1 year, we've had access to more researchers than the whole history of the Washington State Archives.
Government agencies are only beginning to grapple with keeping track of their electronic records, with being responsible for electronic records, and with archiving them. But it's highly important. They can't afford to ignore it.
In order to fulfill our statutory mandate of preserving records for the people of Washington, you must preserve electronic records. This is not an option. 90% of records are produced electronic, therefore we must preserve them. So a lot of people say, well, why should I start a digital archives now? Because it's going to be outdated in 4 or 5 years.
Digital formats are constantly evolving and changing over time. So we are constantly re-architecting and rewriting, and that's what we found we had to do with our back-end process that preserves our data.
Recognizing the work they had accomplished, in 2007, the Library of Congress gave them a grant to partner with other states and share their knowledge.
It's beneficial for other state archives to use because it's about the ground that's already been laid. We have already dealt with so many issues.
The infrastructure they developed was utilized to create and host digital archives of other states.
This project was fundamentally transformative for Indiana because it put in place a repository and a system to allow the public to access archival information online that had never before been available to the citizens of this state or any other.
So that's what made this such a pioneering effort. We broke down all kinds of barriers and provided a very effective delivery system. As states, we also shared the same custodial legal role that the state archives in Indiana had, or that the state archives in Nevada had.
It not only helps states make its records available to its constituents, but it helps smaller communities and agencies within the states do the same.
Smaller communities have a mandate to manage their electronic records so that if they're creating records, no matter what format, whether it's paper or electronic, they must follow the laws in managing those records. So the Washington State Digital Archives provides that help for them with their electronic records. We also assist them in education for managing their electronic records.
I am in awe of what the staff has done here at the Washington State Digital Archives. And I'm just amazed to see how tightly people work together and what they've accomplished. We have preserved over 100 million digital objects. It's as large an archive as exists in the world.
I came from the background of working exclusively in paper records. I'm now on a multidisciplinary team. We have developers, a network administrator, people from the IT world, and then archivists. We've just created something new, and it's very exciting.
Archiving is not just about history, it's about sustaining and preserving records for the future. What I hope in 10 more years is that this archive is not unique. Failure is not an option.
The model of the Washington State Digital Archives has proven to be successful and scalable for the next generation. Archive 2.0.